Sofa King Drunk back again in Kitchen of Dreams with yet another attempt of a cider review. One I picked up recently in Morrison's, which is a shop I'm not really in that much, but I picked up a few beers and ciders out of it recently, and I didn't know this cider maker did vintage ciders. So there you go, learning. Every day's a school day for Sofa King, and it's a Thatchers vintage 8.3 on the Richter scale cider. I just thought Thatchers were just your easy Aussie 4.4, 5% ciders, and then I saw that and I thought, well, you know what, got to have a go. There's a bottle crown, 8.3 in a Richter scale. I think the last cider I had with that kind of Richter scale was a Henry Weston's vintage, and that was really good. So I've dug out my Maggie glass for it, my Maggie Thatcher, and let's get it in. Aggressive pour. Big head. But as we know, cider just dies a death anyway. I always feel sorry for cider in that way. It would look a majestic drink with a little bit of head on it, like a lager. So here we have the culprit in the glass, 8.3 carbonation, streaming up the glass here. This is a great. I love drinking an alcoholic beverage in the proper glassware. For me, it enhances it. So anyway, let's go in for a nose. It's got a lovely big fluffy head on it. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely juicy apple aroma. No suggestion of that 8.3 on the Richter at all. So anyway, it's all about the taste. So anyway, Sofa King Drunk drinking a Thatcher's vintage 8.3 on a Richter scale cider. Let's see what it's all about. Slangiva. Whoa. That is good. That is really good. I've sort of stepped back a little bit this year, and I've bought a few ciders. I've kind of neglected my cider drinking over the years, and I've went in and there is new ones out that I might get them, but everyone knows cider's a kind of summer drink. But that is really nice. That is such a nice clean tasting apple, sort of medium carbonation. The 8.3 does not exist in that. That is dangerous. That is danger cider. The head, for the love of me, is sticking around, which I'm enjoying. Look at that, it's like a vortex in there. I love the way these glasses do the job. Look at that, fantastic. I don't know what you're picking that up at all. An absolute vortex. Vortex of 8.3 in a Richter in there, Sofa King. As I said, very clean tasting ciders. I have tried some of their ciders in the pub. I think it was last summer. It was a really hot day, probably a Scottish summer. We had a really hot day. It was about over 80 degrees, and I'd done a bit of walking. I think I walked about 10 miles that day, and I just walked straight in a pub, and I just had it in my head to have a cider, and they sold Thatcher cider on tap, and I had a couple of pints of them. And do you know what? There's nothing better than in a hot day than a cider. But this is absolutely superb drinking. It is. That head's still sticking around. Unbelievable. Nice, clean, sharp apple. 8.3 doesn't exist. I'm telling you right now, absolute danger to drink. Absolute danger. I can't remember what I paid for it. I think it was about the $2.75 mark. So probably about the $2.20 mark anywhere else in the UK, but in Scotland, the pricing laws, the alcohol pricing laws, I think it was $2.75 Morrison's. I'm glad I bought that actually. Very, very nice. Is it one I'd buy again? Is it one I'd drink again? Yeah, I would drink that, no problem. I would drink that, no problem. I think it's dangerous if you bought 3 or 4 bottles of that, because you would just want to session it if it was a really hot day. And 8.3, it's got to bite your arse. So anyway, what am I going to give the Thatchers Vintage 8.3 Director Scale Cider? I'm going to give that a Sofa Keen drunk rating of, I'm going to give that a 4.9 out of 5. It's 4.9 out of 5 for the Thatchers Vintage. If you liked it, if you've had it before and you liked it, drop a line below, and if not, you stayed along. Anybody else, Sofa Drunk salute you. Hopefully catch you on a cider review real soon. Warr! Slangy Var!